Going live.
What am I gonna call my channel now? Damn! What the? I do not understand. Why would the? I can't even lie, y'all. I did not see this coming. I did not see this coming. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. I thought it was some kind of sick joke at first. Because when I saw the reports that Dak Prescott was going to get traded, to the Minnesota Vikings. I cannot believe that we honestly have to deal with the fact that Dak Prescott was traded to the Minnesota Vikings for 2 first-round picks, as first reported by Mark Holmes. On April Fools, cause we got your ass! Man, say, hey, could you imagine? That would be like going over somebody's house on Thanksgiving. Looking at the food spread, you're hungry. You ain't ate all day because you knew you were about to go be super greedy. And then you get there, and they got raisins in the potato salad. At that point, you know everything is messed up. The turkey is dry, the ham nasty. The dressing is just cornbread, and not the good kind either that's kind of sweet and tastes like cake a little bit. I'm talking about that nasty-ass school cafeteria cornbread. Greens ain't got no seasoning, and the person's house you at got cats all over the place, so you know they've been walking all over the counters and doing nasty stuff. What would they do with that? You trading up to get Caleb Williams? You're not going to do that. The Bears not going to let you do that. What would you do with that, man? I don't know. I'm glad it's April Fool's and we ain't got to worry about it for real. Either way, I seen somebody comment in my comment section about Mark Holmes reporting this, and I was like, what the hell? Why would Mark Holmes? Why would the OG? He know better. And I looked at the calendar. I was like, oh yeah, sorry about that. We close to 15K though. Subscribe for your boy. Calling me, texting me.
Oh, well, hello, good people.
Y'all usually check on me. Listen. I'm still them boys. Shut up, my boy. Hey, I'm still them boys.
Oh, my goodness. Hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I'm sitting here, come on. You know, it's funny because there's a couple of type of people in the comments, okay, on this thing. I got some that are like, oh my God, I can't believe, you sold it, man. You get the Oscar and everything else. And they're like, man, you gave me a heart attack and stuff, right? Literally, I'm about ready to kick the dog and stuff. And then there's the other ones that say, yeah, we know it's April Fool's. You didn't get me. And it's like, you know what? I got a lot of you mother humpers. I had a lot of you guys that were actually worried that, did they really do that? Are the Joneses really going to sell the team? They're getting rid of everybody and they're trying to take all the cash and leave in the middle of the night? Come on. Don't get mad. Don't get mad, because it's not like I invented April Fools and I just came out here and just started doing this stuff. This stuff, they say, has started back in the Roman days of Constantine, okay? So don't Don't come on. Just be cool. Be cool. It is a joke, okay? It's just comedy. Let's lighten up a little bit here, okay? Okay? All right. And shout out to Dak Attack. He's up to 15,000 subscribers, and he really sold it too. Because, here's what I've learned. I've learned some things in life, okay? I'm old. I'm really, really old. And see, when you're old, I don't mean that to be derogatory. I say I'm old, which means you're experienced. And what I have learned about doing April Fools is you got to be first. You have to catch that person when they're first waking up and they're grabbing their phone and oh my God, they haven't realized. See, if you're trying to do an April Fool's joke now, it's too late. It's too late. Everybody knows it's April Fool's, okay? And, honestly, though, the thing that I would really like to kind of happen with that joke, okay? Because I was once told in every joke there's a little bit of seriousness. Because we have so many people that are always saying, man, we got to get rid of Dak Prescott, get rid of CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons, we shouldn't pay him and stuff like that. What would be your real reaction if the Cowboys did say, okay, we're going to listen to the fans. We're going to get rid of all of these guys. Would y'all be happy? I'm asking for a friend. Let me say shout out to all the lovely ladies in the place. I see Eastside Herald is in here. I have experience. Okay. All right. Well, not all experience is necessarily good experience there, Eastside. I'm not sure anybody cares about the experiences that you've had, bro. But that's cool. Christina Johnson in the house. What's up, Christina? I know I saw Stacy Schubert up in here. What's going on, Stacy? How are you doing? Thomas Garrett, Jeff Lee, Dwayne Swady, Q-Anna Gibson. What's up, Miss Gibson? How are you doing? Lady Libra in the house. What's up, lady? How are you doing? Roland, Stacy Schubert. What's up, Stacy? How are you doing? Let's see. Alan Williams, Buckman Overdrive. Bachman Overdrive Pioneer, Derek Young. Let's see. Did I miss any more of the lovely ladies? I didn't fall for this year, James. Well, it's like you shouldn't, if you've been a fan of the Joe Boo Sports Trip Show, you should literally be circling next year's calendar. You should put an alert on your cell phone today for next year. So that way, it's April Fool's. Don't let Mark Holmes get me because we know he's going to have something out there. So, don't blame me. Don't blame me that you didn't learn. First time, shame on me. Next time, shame on you, okay? And if I've gotten you like 4 or 5 years in a row, come on, bro, wake up. There's Lola. What's up, Miss Hot Sauce? How are you doing? Let's see if we can get that thing. I have to figure out where that is. Let's see. Burning. There we go. Gotcha. All right, so that's where we are. So now that we've talked about Dak Prescott and the thought of changing him, we've got his contract and everything where everybody's saying that we are holding them hostage. Now, I am not one to be a big Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp thing, but this is kind of funny because, see, here's what I want you all to understand. We go through the same thing every year. Every freaking year, we go through the same thing. Renee, what's up, Renee? We still got 3 weeks and 2 days before we leave. 3 weeks and 2 days. Gina Thorne, shout out to Gina. But I want you to go through and understand that the conversations that we have now, as we hear Dan Orlowski talking about, Micah that we should be, looking at moving up and drafting Michael Penix, are the same conversations that we had about, the Cowboys should move up and try and draft Tua. Or that the Cowboys were going to move up and draft Johnny Manziel. These are the same. It's literally the exact same stuff. So listen to Shannon Sharp about the whole Dak Prescott contract.
Yeah, on top.
Uh-oh. Am I having internet issues? Hold up.
Of his head. That's the only point that he has, Jenny Town.
There we go.
Hold on. I got some analytics for you that's even more compelling than the analytics that Stephen Jones tried to use. If you do not have a good quarterback, analytics will show it greatly decreases, even more so than a quarterback eating up cap space. If you do not have a good quarterback, Skip Bayless, you know this. Your chances of winning a Super Bowl greatly decreases. See, what's happening here, and it started in February of 2019, when Steven and Jerry Jones rolled to the podium and started negotiating in public. And what they tried to do is what they're doing now. I look at contract negotiations like a trial, Jenny.
Like a trial.
One side wants to negotiate in the court. One side wants to try to litigate this in the public. Guess which is which? Because we keep hearing, I haven't heard Todd France say anything. I have not heard one thing from Dak Prescott. But Stephen Jones, Jerry Jones, and a lot of others that's carrying the water for the Dallas Cowboys have been doing a lot of talking, trying to sway public opinion. Well, if Dak doesn't give us a hometown discount,
yeah, we're going back in time here.
Winning, he's being selfish. He has to factor in there's perks to playing quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, when you're good, I want top dollar. Let me tell you what analytics also said, Jenny. Analytics said you shouldn't take a running back in the first round. Can you tell the people at home, Skip Bayless, what round they drafted Zeke in? Oh, they also said you should not pay a running back top dollar. Can you tell the people what they did last year, Skip? Gave Zeke top dollar. What does it say about paying offensive linemen that cannot produce points and making 3 of them of the 5 offensive linemen the highest paid at their position? What did analytics say about that? Now, all of a sudden, you want to look at analytics when it comes to Dak Prescott. You disregarded him and took a running back with a top 3, top 4 pick. You disregarded him and paid him on the second contract and made him the highest paid. You disregarded making linemen the highest paid at their position. Disregard all that. Now, Jenny, we big in analytics. And the analytics says if a quarterback eats up too much of your cap space, it decreases your chance of winning. Dak says, I tell you what, make that up on the next guy. Make the next guy. Because you didn't do that with DeMarcus Lawrence. You didn't do that. You didn't worry about analytics. So what you going to do, Jerry, what I'm telling you going to do, when C.D. Lamb and Michael Gallup come up, take that out on them. Do that when Diggs, when he come up, take that out on them. You going to give me my money. All of it.
Yeah, is he wrong?
When I read this statement from Stephen Jones,
I'm going to stop right there. Here's the thing about Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp's going to be actually at the autograph signing show in Chantilly this weekend. And matter of fact, there's going to be Micah Parsons will be there, C.D. Lamb will be there, Tony Casillas, I think Barry Switzer might be, and that's it. Mike Tyson will be there, and Shannon Sharp. Now, Michael's saying you ought to go see Shannon Sharp, because Shannon Sharp's been blowing up right now. But I will say one thing, because I've made fun of Shannon Sharp for many, many years, and things. But Shannon Sharp has said something to me that has stuck with me. And I make it part of my daily mantra. And what that was is he said, every day you are writing your eulogy. And that's powerful. That everything you do right now is what people are going to remember you by. So today we learned that Vontae Davis, at 35 years of age, Michael ended up sending me letting me know, because Michael always says, I'm out like Vontae Davis in the end of his videos and things. And so, Michael was kind of shocked because he's about the same age as Michael. So, yeah, that's kind of the truth. You are writing your eulogy every day. We also learn about Rashid Rice, who is now cooperating with authorities through his attorney a day and a half after the fact that he was in this accident where we heard that maybe his car was stolen or somebody else, but they've linked him because he had his bracelet on in a picture a few hours before the accident that they verified was on the wrist of the guy from the photographs and stuff that are on there. So now you've got a player who is in a perfect situation, just won a Super Bowl, going in his second year, almost 1,000-yard receiver with Pat Mahomes throwing to him. Now, who knows where this is going to go? Who knows where it's going to go? Allegedly, his license was suspended. Whether or not they took, we heard that there might have been guns or something else removed from the car. They disappear. They fled the scene of an accident where there were injuries. It's a mess. And again, that goes to what Shannon Sharp said. Every day you're writing your eulogy. They closed 75. Yeah, 75 was closed. You're right, Mike, for hours on there. Yeah, Curtis, it's kind of like 35. I really would like to know what happened. They said foul play wasn't part of it. So we don't know if what it may have been. But rest in peace for sure, and prayers for his family and things. All right, so here's where we are. Don't deal with the messenger. Deal with the message here. Here's the reality. What Shannon Sharp said is right. The Cowboys break all the rules, and they expect to win even though they break them. Drafting a running back high in the draft. They say you don't do that. You acerbated it by paying him buku money, making him the richest, highest paid running back in the history of football with a $90 million contract after his fourth year. You had 3 offensive linemen that you paid the highest at their position. You paid D-Law $90 million. And then when it comes to the quarterback, you say, and all you fans do, say, it's his fault. Oh, we can't pay him. We can't pay him. And as we go through and we look at some of the big contracts that the Cowboys have done, between Michael Gallup, and you're not getting any of that money back. You think about Jalen Smiths and all that. The only one who's gotten paid and has actually performed where you say, we need to pay that guy again. We don't want to pay him a whole bunch of money, but you kind of have to. The only guy that's performed is the guy we want to get rid of. What year, Vontae, what year vet do you have? Oh, okay, what year vet? I don't know why Mark thinks this team will move with less or more depending on rookies and players coming back from ACL injuries. Oh, man, please. Oh, God. If there's one thing only, if the Cowboys can just do this for me, just don't draft any guys with the injury history. We got the rumors, of course, now, or excuse me, I'm not going to say rumors. Let's be clear here. Talking points. There's a difference of a rumor. A rumor is, somebody talked to somebody in the Cowboys organization and they say, Jerry is interested in this player. He thinks it's somebody that would fit on the roster. Now, that was legitimate. You could legitimately say the Cowboys were having conversations about Johnny Manziel. Cowboys admitted, Jerry wanted him. He wanted to show me the money. That is a rumor that is legitimate. What you see so much right now is proposed trades. Proposed trades. These aren't proposed trades from the team. If the team was proposing a trade, they'd be making it to the team they're trading it to, not to the media here. And they, you see these things flash across, because I get these things all the time, and they're getting to be where they're cryptic. And you'll see $85 million player in jeopardy on the Cowboys. And you start, $85 million, what? And they're talking about Terrence Steele. Oh, Terrence Steele. Okay. Make or break year for $80 million player on the Cowboys. And they're like, make or break. What are we talking about? Oh, Terrence. Okay. You get into a Terrence. It's like, yeah, well, every year is kind of a make or break year for a player, isn't it? Didn't he come back from an ACL and just get that? And right now they're tied up with so much cash in there that he's not going anywhere. NFL or rest in peace, Vontae Davis. C3 are nice. I want 69 Stingray. Oh, we're talking about Corvettes here. Okay. We're having conversations about Corvettes. Well, just don't race it on I-75 in Dallas. Just don't do that one, crazy Corvette. Go Cowboys and Cowboys Nation. I like the draft. Oregon Center, Jackson Powers Johnson. Definitely, he is definitely a beast. And the thing with the Cowboys in the draft, and I haven't started. There's Angelica Barron. What's up, Angelica? Well, here's some of the dynamics that what we've kind of heard through the grapevine is we got Zeke Elliott looking like he is going to be returning. For everybody out there, if you're thinking that Zeke Elliott is going to be the savior, stop. He can be a cog. He can be a helpful piece. Zeke Elliott is nowhere near the player that he was. When Zeke Elliott was rushing for 1,500 yards, we weren't winning Super Bowls with Zeke. Now that Zeke is going to be about a 700-800 yard per season guy, we're not winning Super Bowl just with Zeke, okay? Keep that in mind. He is not the player that he was. Can he be useful on the roster? Yes, he can. He can still block. He can still do short yardage where he can just kind of ram, but he does not have the burst that he used to have. And so from what we are hearing from the Cowboys, they still intend on drafting a running back, quote unquote, high in the draft. That might be the second or the third round. We'll see. And pairing him up with Zeke, Rico, and or Deuce Vaughn. So the Cowboys recognize that we do have to do more at running back, and they just did not want to, of course, do what they do, which is spend money on players. They just don't want to do that. And here's the thing, if you were a Dallas Cowboy player, and this actually happened to Dak Prescott, because Dak Prescott, you may remember, because he was a fourth-round drafted quarterback, was getting $680,000 a season until his fourth year. His fourth year, he got a big bonus because of the incentives of playing, that he had performance-based pay that basically came from a kitty from the NFLPA that said, you've done above and beyond, and since your broke-ass team isn't going to give you any money, he went from $680,000 to $2 million his fourth year when the Cowboys had an opportunity to get a deal done, as opposed to taking the franchise tag the following year. Well, DaRon Bland, shout out to DaRon Bland, who had a similar performance-based clause in his because he was actually a finalist there for defensive MVP, gets an additional $393 Let me sure I get the numbers right here. He got $750,000 added to his salary for 23, so he gets a bonus there. The NFL announced that players would receive $393 million performance-based pay. So I don't know, but that can't be in one season. Maybe it is. Okay. But that's additional money the NFL says we're going to hook a brother up since the teams aren't. So there's a whole list of players. DaRon Bland is one of the headlines on there. So congratulations to DaRon Bland. And DaRon Bland, with Diggs coming back, is the reason why It looks like Stephon Gilmore won't be returning to the Cowboys. That's another one where the Cowboys say, you know what, we're good in the defensive backfield and don't need to bring him back with Diggs coming back. Dak got 2 franchise tags. Technically you are right. He got tagged the second time, but they got the deal done, so he only played on 1 tag. He played only on 1 tag. Zeke should pay us and apologize. Ooh. Well, the Cowboys have to work. Well, the Cowboys will have to have work to do if they do get Zeke back. Oh, that can't be the whole answer. That can't. Trust me, there's no way in the world. We need to get these goal line TDs. Amen on that, Lady Libra. We need Zeke back. Stupid not to resign Gilmore. I can agree with you on that one because I'm one of those ones that believe I don't want to have just enough. I'd like to make sure I buy that extra 10% of material so that way I don't run out. Yes, Gilmore should have stayed. He was good with everybody else leaving. As far as where we are, you can say a lot of things about Stephen Jones. Okay? You can say Stephen Jones is the village idiot. You can say Stephen Jones is a penny pincher. He's a.k.a. Cap Boy. But the one thing you can say about Stephen Jones is he tells you what he's actually thinking. He's not going to baffle you with a whole bunch of, Jerry Jones speak and all that where, he's talking about circumcising a mosquito, okay? He's going to tell you exactly what the plan is. When he says, we don't believe in free agency, it's because you messed up a couple years ago in the draft. He's okay, and I can understand that is a true statement, but then you still have to make up for the mistakes that you made in the draft there. When he said a couple years ago that Dorrance Armstrong is right there in production with Randy Gregory, he was right. And they were better off not paying Randy Gregory the $75 million contract that he got with Denver. So it wasn't just Russell Wilson that screwed up with Denver. It was also Randy Gregory. And so you look at that model, and that's where they believe in their guys. That's where Sam Williams, to me, needs to be the guy that needs to step up the most on the roster to take on that role that Dorrance Armstrong had and replace the production. But I believe they're not done. They're going to make some moves. It's just going to be they're going to do what they do, which is take their time in doing it. And you're going to see a different style of defensive linemen that they're going to be adding in here. Mike Zimmer believes in bigger, tougher, immovable guys on the defensive front. He believes in more physical, bigger linebackers that can play and support the run. He is more of a run stopper. Dan Quinn is more of, we're going to get to the quarterback and we're going to force him to make mistakes, in which case they were great. They were fantastic at getting turnovers. And it's not to say one is right and one is wrong. It's just a different philosophy. And for the Cowboys, we've been doing the same thing every single year, and we have always ignored the defense stopping the run. Our offensive line, the times that we've been the best, our offensive line was good. And for years, we've looked at it with Tyron Smith and saying Tyron Smith can't stay on the field. And so I'm okay with letting Tyron Smith go. I'm okay with them if they're looking at drafting an offensive lineman. And I dare say that Tyler Smith gives you options. Shout out to Game Time Brian. What's up, mailman? Hope you're delivering some good news for us. They can do a multitude of things on the offensive line because basically they need 2 guys. They have one guy that they believe in Brock Hoffman, and if Brock Hoffman can play at least as good as our old center, we're good. If you end up drafting a young guy that needs to be a guard tackle, you can move Tyler Smith one way or the other and still be better. If you got Zeke, at least you've got your short yardage guy. If you draft another running back, somebody with some young, quick legs, then your offense could be really, really good. You got your quarterback, Dak Prescott, and the guy's already working out. Brandon Cooks is feeling good about what they're doing, and he's literally like, bro, you thought last year was good? Wait till this year. So I actually feel good about where the offense is. For the defense, if Diggs is healthy. Now, this is the big question here because we've seen, Michael Gallup coming back from his injury was bad. And now I will say that the timeline for him he was forced. Game time, shout out to Game Time. I can't wait. Game Time. The countdown has begun, bro. 3 weeks and 3 days from now, we'll be in Detroit, bro. We'll be in Detroit. We'll have driven all the way there. Hopefully we'll have found our spot that we're going to be for the first round draft pick that we will be sitting around watching everybody else pick theirs. I will have a bag full of monster-sized lollipops because I know nobody will be happy. But Michael Gallup hurt his knee in the playoffs in January. And when we were down for Stuart Morrison to do the work on the house down there, we were doing a tour of the Star, Yes, we're helping to put more money in the pocket of Jerry Jones. But when we were there, Michael Gallup, the team had already done their OTAs, and they were actually stopped early. They're supposed to go through till Friday. They did the last OTA on Wednesday, and I think it was Friday that we were there to see the tour, but we couldn't see the locker room because Michael Gallup was in the locker room working out. And the thing is they kept trying to rush him back because he got his contract, and that's where he was like, I want to get on the field, I want to get on the field. And he was not ready because it really just wasn't enough time. And because he did get on the field, basically when you start playing again, you're not getting stronger. You're basically just kind of maintaining or going back downhill. So it never really had a chance to heal. And I think mentally he never got it back. The good thing, at least, about Diggs and Overshown, the two of them, was Overshown was back in August. So you're talking about 4 months longer that he had to heal. You're talking about Diggs was week 3 that he missed. So you're talking about him, by the 1st of October. So you're talking about an additional 3 months that he has to go ahead and heal and get together on there. So that should be hopefully the difference maker of getting those guys up to speed where you feel like, okay, with Bland, he's still got a lot to learn, but he is a guy who can take the ball away. You look at the secondary and you say you're good. You look and say we're better than definitely the Eagles, definitely the Giants and Washington. I have to say, if Overshown does come back healthy, with Eric Kendricks there and with Damone Clark not having to be the guy, that your linebacking core is actually better. You all right, babe? So I feel like that's pretty good. I don't feel like at the moment, as far as edge rushing, that we've gone downhill any, because Micah is still going to be Micah. We just need him to not get worn out before the playoffs. I think Sam Williams is going to be good. I think Goldston will be pretty good in that mix. Fiocco, I think, is another guy that you can see. He was injured most of last year that's going to be able to play well. You really have not lost that much as far as your edge rusher, and you still have D-Law. It's that interior defensive line. You've got still Osa and Digazua, who I think is a little bit small for what Mike Zimmer wants, but he plays so well. He plays so well with his hands and his speed that he can still be, I think, really, really good. Yeah, shout out to Angelica. It was her birthday this weekend. Shout out to Stacy Schubert. It was her birthday this weekend. And shout out to Gina Dallas Diva's husband. It was his birthday this weekend. Happy birthday to everybody. Yeah, so we're upstairs here at the Red Brick House, and so there's like an oversized couch that's over there, which is really cool because we got the big screen TV up in there. When we're not live streaming and stuff, we're kind of hanging out on the couch watching TV and stuff till time to go to bed and things. So now it's Chris. Now, see, here's the good thing with Mazi. I want to give. I know we've been spoiled by having so many players come out the box and play well. For Dak Prescott being a 4th-round draft pick and him to play the way he did his rookie year was just unbelievable. For Zeke to come out and play the way he did his first year. For Micah Parsons to come out the box like that. But most players don't come out the box playing that well the rookie year. And there's a couple of reasons for that. You've got your whole college season and everything else. And as soon as the college season's over, you then are now training for the combine and getting ready for the draft. Okay, and as soon as you're drafted, as soon as the draft's over, the next week you are in with the team, getting your physicals done and starting to do OTAs. And so you never really have a break getting into your professional career. For some guys, then, think of it this way. Did you play high school football? Did you play high school football, right? All right. How many people in your high school played college football, went on to play college football? My junior year, we had 7 guys that actually went on to Division 1A football, which was incredible. My senior year, I think we had 3. So of all the players we had in those 2 years, that's like 9 people that went on to play college football, right? If you played college football, how many of those guys went on to play professional football? For me, it was Gary Clark, who left the year before I played at JMU. It was Charles Haley. And, oh God, why can't I remember? Scott Norwood. Scott Norwood, who missed the kick for Buffalo against the Giants. So of the 110 people that were on our college team, only 3 went to the NFL. So think about going from high school, you got about 2 or 3% that go on to play college. And of that 2 or 3%, you've got a fraction of a percent that go on to the NFL. So when you are on a college team, you might be a big fish. You are now going to the pros where now everybody is the best of the best. The same thing that most players will say when they get to the NFL is the speed of the game, how quickly it is. And all of a sudden, your eyes can be like a deer caught in the headlights. And so here's the problem I think that happened with Mazi. I don't think Dan Quinn was sold on him being that big body, one technique guy. If you look at the type of guys he had with the Legion of Boom, he had Michael Bennett, he had Cliff Avrils. You know, he had guys. He didn't have real big, fat guys. He had guys that could actually push the pocket and get upfield and were quick. And that was Dan Quinn's thing. So he took Mazi, who everything Mazi has done in college is being a one technique. That's lining up over the center and hitting him immediately, taking on a double team, and just not moving. This is my spot right here. I'm going to do my war with the guard, the center, and the guard right here in this 3-yard by 3-yard space. And I'm good with that. So now Dan Quinn says to him, okay, we want you to be a 3 technique guy. Mickey Gilman, would I trade back for a 25 second round pick? I would trade back for a pick in the 2024 draft. I don't need more picks next year. I need them this year. because we're going to get 4 compensatory picks next year, looking like maybe 3 5s and a 6. It could be 4, 2 5s and a 6, but we've got a boatload of picks that'll be there next year. The problem is us going through, and if we're trading back and getting a pick next year, well, I've got holes I got to fill this year. I need an offensive lineman, and I'm not going to say that we shouldn't trade back, because if we can trade back a couple of spots like we did with Micah Parsons, getting Micah Parsons, basically we got a bonus in getting Goldston. When we traded back with Travis Frederick a few spots with San Francisco, we got Terrence Williams. It's kind of like a value add. I need a value add this year. I need more bodies this year. I don't need them next year, because next year will take care of next year. But with Mazi, he was trying to make him a 3 technique, basically a defensive tackle as opposed to a nose tackle. In doing so, it's a different position. I know it doesn't seem like it to most people. It's like, yeah, you just hit the offensive line. That's all you know. It's more than that, because it's a difference of being off of the ball and having a player that's now a yard and a half in front of you. Now I've got to get upfield and make contact with that guy. And so I believe him having to lose that 40 pounds that he did to get under 300 pounds and putting him in as a 3 technique, he was just lost. That, and he didn't get that many opportunities. They're moving him back to being a 1 technique guy. They're letting him go ahead and eat. And if you're listening, Mazi, I can smoke some barbecue, bro. I could definitely fatten you up with some good old-fashioned barbecue and some potato salad. Not with the raisins in it, Dak Attack. Do people really put raisins in a potato salad? That's not that he made that shit up, right? I'm gonna have to call him and find out about. Okay, let me ask here. Let me ask the crowd here, all the lovely ladies. Do any of y'all actually put raisins in a potato salad? I mean, raisins, in the rainbow slaw, okay, yeah, you can do that. Although when you put the raisins in there, they almost get back, they kind of swell up. They don't really look like raisins anymore. They don't look quite like a grape, but they don't look quite like a raisin. They kind of suck it up a little. That's not good. That's not good. It's really not that good. Although raisins with pork chops with the mushroom gravy, that's actually not that bad. But be that as it may. Don't Alan Williams. No, that was Dak Attack, who was saying that the Cowboys trading Dak Prescott's like going to that cookout where they've got they put raisins in a potato salad. And all the food's gonna be messed up. Okay, so when you see raisins in potato salad, you're gonna see we always had the lime green Jello with the fruit cocktail in it. Every Boy Scouts potluck dinner, somebody'd always bring the lime green Jello, the green Jello. Oh, damn, and the fruit cocktail in it. What's wrong with y'all? No shrimp. Oh, no. Actually, Angelica, my mushroom gravy with the rosemary and thyme and the garlic into it. Oh, man. With the pork chops that are fried. There you go. I know, Mark. I'm just speaking to the public. No. Okay, is there any, if there's somebody out there that does put it, they're not going to admit it. They're not going to admit it. But that's real good with the raisins in it. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's just not. All right, so that's where I actually believe, and I may be alone on an island, and this is not April Fool's. Okay, I already did my April Fool's thing. I actually believe that the Cowboys aren't going to be as bad as everybody's saying. Am I crazy? Come on, am I crazy? I honestly believe we do have some players that can step up. Now, we'll see. Are the Joneses going to do a Stephon Gilmore type trade in here, bring in some more talent that way, or a Brandon Cooks? If they do a couple moves like that, canned fruit, get real fruit, man. Come, man, stop being lazy, crazy Corvette. Get yourself a fresh pineapple. Pull the end of it off, because then you can go ahead and plant that sucker, okay? And get some fresh pineapple. Get some fresh strawberries, although you do want to soak them in some water to get the bugs to kind of come off if there's any bugs on the strawberry. Get yourself some nice grapes, because the grapes are fantastic. And forget the syrup, okay? You don't want the syrup, because that's just going to clog up your arteries and shit, man. Seriously. Oh, it's just sugar. What? Stop with the damn sugar, because you're going to blow up and be swollen like me, and then the Cowboys will want to make you a one-technique guy. Okay? Stop with all the syrup on this stuff, man. Get the natural sweetness for the fruits and things. Come on, man. Ain't crazy. The Lions got the NFC Championship before the Cowboys. Oh, God. Hassan Reddick. That's all I got to say. Philadelphia. Hassan Reddick. How about that? What was up with that, man? You're telling me that your best edge rusher. You know what's funny about you Eagles? You Eagles have been trying to sell us that Hassan Reddick is better than Micah Parsons. He's better than Micah Parsons. He's great. And you guys gave him away for a ham sandwich. You gave him away for a ham sandwich. Christina Johnson. What's up, Christina? Actually, Michael Gallup, did he sign with Panthers? Or no, he went to see Carolina. How many drafts have I been to? Chris. Okay, let's see. I was at the first draft I went to was the last draft in New York City at Radio Music Hall. And that was before they sold tickets for fans. There was no NFL experience or anything like that. That was just like, it was, you went in there, and we got to go in. They had tables for all of the teams and stuff there, and they did the draft. This was like the last draft before it became commercialized. Then I went to Chicago for the draft in 2016. And that draft, day two, we were in row two. And I got Joe Boo on the stage at the draft, day two. And my wife, because she worked for United Way, here's what was funny. So the NFL, they want you to be a Rabbit fan. And screaming and all that, right? My wife, working for United Way, we have the tickets because we're actually having some volunteers that got to go and everything else, and we're at the draft. And so I'm being the Rabbit fan, okay? And I'm getting up here, I'm like, because I take Joe Boo, and I'm putting Joe Boo up here, okay? I met Jay Tuck at that draft in Chicago and things. And she cuts just looking at me like, what are you doing? I'm like, putting Joe Boo on the stage. Oh, I actually forgot about, oh my goodness. Okay. I forgot. So when we were in Radio City Music Hall, now see, I know some people out there going to say, you're lying. You're a liar. It didn't happen. Okay. So we're working at Radio City Music Hall, doing stuff for the draft with the NFL and United Way, right? And one of the VPs, the VP of Community Direction and this, that, and the other, Anna, works with Tracy all the time. And I was talking with Anna. I said, Anna, would it be possible at the end of the day of the draft if we could go on the stage and just take a couple of pictures after the draft? And she looked at me and didn't say a word. I was like, okay, I'm going to leave that. I'm going to drop that. So then my wonderful bride, who has her speakerphone on, my wonderful bride comes up to me and says, did you say something about going on the stage at the draft? I was like, I just said to Anna that I said it'd be kind of cool if I could take a couple of pictures up on the stage after the draft. I didn't think it was. And my wife read me the riot act. She's like, you realize this is my job. You can't be Joe the fan here and do this, that, and the other. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, baby. Don't beat me. And then she said, get ready because we're going on the stage. I said, what? I was like, what? It's like, yeah, we're going to go on the stage. I'm like, but the draft's going on now. She's like, I know. So they took us back behind the stage. We got Calais Campbell's there with us. Okay? Calais Campbell, who's a mountain of a man. So we're going to the back of the stage and stuff, and the draft is going on. This is day 3, maybe? Yeah, this is day 3. So it's not that big a deal. But I've got a picture from looking out from the stage to the crowd where I got Calais Campbell down here with it, and he's looking at Joe Boo. And we literally went out on the stage. They put United Way up on there and stuff, and boom, took our pictures. So that was cool. So that was the first one. Chicago was the second one. Dallas. We went to Dallas. We did a road trip to Dallas with an RV. I had E2 Blue. We had Foots. We had DMV. Myself. Rashid. When you see Rashid up on the RV, that was actually the draft. No, that wasn't April Fool's. That was not that. That's a true story. True story. So that's 3. Philadelphia. We went to Philly. And Philly, I hate to say it, the Eagles, that one was nice. They actually did that really, really well because they had it in front of the museum where they took the steps and all that, and they made that stage. And then Kansas City. So Kansas City and now Detroit. So that'll be, is that 6? 6 or 7, I don't know. So that's the ones that I've been to. So we got Game Time, we got Prime Time, we got Chef David Wiley, and we're going to be leaving. It's only about an 8-hour drive. We're going up Wednesday morning, so we'll be there Wednesday afternoon. The draft isn't until Thursday evening, so we'll have plenty of time to see the sights, the sounds, and everything else, and get the latest and greatest news, hopefully, for the Cowboys of maybe trying to make some kind of a great move. KC, I remember 40 good times. I'm going to celebrate all year. Big 40. Woohoo, KC. Big 40. I'm lost on that one. Oh, Crazy Corvette turns 40 this year. Oh, my God. 40? Bro. Only 40? That's it? Damn. Whew. I'm a year and a half away from 60, bro. Damn. Congratulations, Crazy Corvette. 40, man. I'm going to tell you, here's what's going to happen, man. Enjoy your 40s because when you turn 50, your warranty goes out, and that's when things start breaking down. I saw a thing on Instagram that was so funny to me. It was something like, when I was a kid, I could run and fall down the sidewalk, bust my knee up, and keep on going. You know, I could jump off of the barn into a pile of leaves that were only 6 inches tall. You know, all these things. I could, fall off the monkey bars onto asphalt and no problem. And then it said, now I get hurt turning over on the couch. And what was funny was, my wife took a shower, and you know what happens, guys. You know what happens. It's kind of like we've got extra sensory perception and something. It's like, close, shower, okay, right? And then you get that creeper look. What y'all doing? Hey. And my wife was toweling off, and she's like, ow! It's like, and so I had shared that meme with her. I said, yeah. drying yourself off with the towel, you get injured. Okay, so that's what you have to look forward to when you get old. So enjoy being only 40. Because, see, right now, I'm hurting because my in-laws' water line broke. I had to dig a hole that was 40 inches down to get to the pipe that was going into the house so I could cut it off and bring in a new one. And I was not trying to dig a big pit that I could stand in. So I dug it kind of like if you've seen Saddam Hussein when they pulled him out of the hole. It was a hole about that big. And I basically went face first, reaching down into the hole to fix the pipe. So my wife's watching. And I think actually, because I was fixing the pipe at her parents' house, I think she looked and was like, oh my God, he's fixing that pipe. That's sexy. I said, baby. I said, so I got the pipe and stuff done, you know. How does all? She said, She said, I can't believe you fixed that. I was like, oh, is that all it took? I had to dig a hole and get myself face first on it and fix a pipe? Okay. That's not just you, Mark. Ain't no creeper. No, that's just me. Come on now. Look, when you in love with your woman, you know, hey, baby, you know, hey, how you doing? Okay. That means you got to take better care of yourself. Christina, unfortunately, my body's got a lot of bad miles on it. I've got 6 knee operations. I've got skin graft where I was burnt. I got slipped disc in the back and things like that. I got head trauma from being basically on kickoffs back in the day. But at almost 60, I can guarantee you that I can do more work than people half my age. So I think I'm actually doing pretty good with that. But appreciate that. I'm trying to take better care of myself. What I need to do is I need to lose some more of this weight again and keep it off. Because football season and the Joneses literally make you drink. And you see, good thing is you guys can gauge. Because now look, it's only been opened one time. And I think the one drink I've had on it was when we finally signed a free agent. So my whole thing is, unless the Cowboys make a move, I can't have a drink. So that will probably be full to start the season. 1 month now, I'll be 52 years old, staying with the Cowboys 48 and a half years. Really. You definitely do more work than me, Mark. No, that's the only thing listen, I'm not that bright. That's the only thing I know is busting ass and getting things done. Because you think about being here on YouTube, I don't have that, you know, that skinny body where I can do the wipe, you know, and get all the views and all that kind of stuff, or put on a skimpy bathing suit and things, and people. No, I gotta work. Age is just a number. Well, see, Angelica, you can say that because see, you are the bomb. You can say age ain't nothing. Yeah, well, because you beautiful. Okay, so you know you got it. Me, I got all this gray hair and all this stuff. And make sure you wear long sleeves, March, to cover your butt per Miss Tracy. You know, I ain't mad about it. You know, just because my ass is out there as much as a porn star. But, I mean, it's not like, I mean, it's just the top of my crack. My wife is just like, I see your ass again. It's like, I wouldn't complain about seeing yours, baby. So we've kind of divulged out this stream tonight. So we've talked about me being in a hole. We've talked about my crack here. We've talked about my body just falling apart and stuff. Sounds kind of like the Dallas Cowboys because they're kind of ass, showing their ass, seem to be broken, and are old as shit. So there's that. With that being said, no Boy Scouts allowed. Make sure, okay, let's see. I'm 45 years old and healthy. 3 different teams, and I'm still alive. There you go. Honestly, Jerry and Stephen Jones have done a pretty good job recently bringing a better team. Well, JBW, you know, Cowboy fans won't appreciate it because maybe some of you haven't been here that long. But for us, I know that not holding up the Super Bowl trophy sucks. It really does. But quite frankly, you think about from the moment we lost Jimmy Johnson 30 years ago, that we were basically on just carrying what we had through with Barry Switzer. And from Barry Switzer being let go, it was literally just the team getting old, with the Chan Galeys and everything else. And we went through that 5-11 year. Oh, my God. I'm sorry, 3 years. And it wasn't until Bill Parcells came in and got talent back in here and didn't stay long enough to win the Super Bowl that Wade Phillips and Jason Garrett inherited those guys. And those guys ended up being, good, but not great. As bad as 8-8 was, 8-8 was a lot better than 5-11. 5-11 and 5-11. And now we're sitting here with 12-5. 3 years in a row with playoffs. It doesn't feel like it, but in the last 30 years, the last 3 years have consecutively been the best that the Dallas Cowboys have been. Is that good enough? No. But you can't look and say, screw that. We've done better, but it's not good enough. Let's just start over. Because I'm not sure that they've got what it takes to go ahead and rebuild and start all over. I don't know that they can evaluate the talent. In some regards, I feel some of this has just been plain luck. I don't know that they know how to draft a quarterback anymore. That was Jimmy Johnson who got Troy and Steve Walsh. And it was, Denver's coach, Sean Payton, who found Romo. And draft Dak Prescott was just, he's the only guy that's left. We'll just take him. So when I think about them wanting Johnny Manziel and Paxton Lynch and Connor Cook, I'm kind of like, no, you better hold on to Dak because you ain't going to get that lucky with those guys. But that's all I got for you guys for tonight. And we will be picking this up, Fireside Chat, and our morning video before I head out to work on that old farmhouse in Culpeper, Virginia. So as always, I appreciate you guys.
Disrespected yet? Does this defense have any heart?
No, they suck. I've been telling you all season, Philly.
Shit on you. They've shit on you. Don't you hear me? Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Slate, they shit on you. They've shit on you. They have shit on you. Don't you hear me? Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Slate, they shit on you. Kill them.
Oh, my goodness. Did he say they cock it on them?